I'm sorry I'm a little late to this clip because this was a week ago. I've just been super busy covering other stuff. This answer by Kamala Harris is one of the, in terms of bullshit detectors, this is one of the worst answers I've ever seen a presidential candidate give. And of course, CNN, like, gingerly challenged her. Very gingerly challenged her. Kamala Harris is presenting to America fairy dust. And no one is calling her on it. Let's take a look. This is Kamala Harris on Medicare for All.
What former Vice President Joe Biden would suggest is that you're not necessarily being clear with the American people. And just this past week, he was asked about ending private insurance as we know it. And when he asked about the others, the former vice president responded, so far not. Because 150 million Americans are covered by private insurance. What happens to those 150 million Americans under President Harris?
Well, it's the same as the millions of Americans every day that transition into Medicare as seniors. It's seamless, without any difference to their coverage in terms of access to health care. It has to happen over a period of time. There's no question we would have to go from the current system into a Medicare for All system and transition into it. But the idea that there would be any substantial difference in terms of the health care that people receive is just not accurate.
So people who have private insurance would eventually have to give that up under your plan?
They would eventually be covered under Medicare for All, and they would still see their doctor, and that's what they want.
How long will this transition take?
I think the transition is going to have to take, I mean, the bill is 4 years. I think it's going to have to take more than that, maybe, to be honest with you. Yeah.
And all of this done without a middle-class tax hike?
Without a middle-class tax hike, yes.
30 trillion over 10 years.
There are ways to pay for it, also understanding the investment that we are going to be making in a way that is going to reap great benefits in terms of other costs.
The investment where?
In American health and what we are otherwise paying as a cost for people not having access to health care and the burdens that places on systems across the board when people don't have access to health care.
And when people question that there is no formula for this, that you are going to find money in magical ways, is not realistic thinking, how do you respond to that?
Status quo is not enough. So we have to be open to challenging status quo so that everyone has access to health care and price is not the barrier. We have to agree that what's happening right now is not affordable to many, many working families. It's just not affordable. 1 in 5 people can't afford their prescription medication. We're looking at a situation where 1 in 4 diabetes patients can't afford their insulin. We're looking at a situation where seniors are coming out of pocket as much as $4,000 a year to pay for their arthritis medication because it's not, otherwise they can't afford it. We have to move to a system where price is not the barrier to access to health care.
Well, Joe Biden says that this is what you are suggesting of Obamacare. Is that accurate?
It's absolutely not. Listen, I will put my record up against anybody.
So let me get this straight. Kamala Harris is going to provide universal health care for all Americans as part of Medicare for All. She's flip-flopped about 17 times on whether she's going to abolish private insurance, which needs to be abolished to make it happen, but put that aside. She is going to do this without raising taxes on, I mean, there really isn't a middle class left, but whatever, you want to call it the middle class, by not raising taxes on everyday Americans, which I've already described to you earlier. Yes, taxes are going to go up under Bernie Sanders' plan. He's not lying to you. He's saying your taxes are going to go up, but your health care costs are going to go way down, and the costs that you're going to save from health care are going to be more than the tax increase, meaning you're going to have more savings than tax increases. So overall, between the two, you're going to be saving more money. So at least he's honest. Yeah, you're going to get a new set of taxes to pay for this, but you're going to save money because the healthcare costs are way more than that. Kamala Harris is saying, no, I'm going to give you this. Kamala Harris is saying, no, I'm going to give you the goods. I'm going to give you Medicare for all, and I'm not going to raise, you're not going to have any new taxes to pay. So the deductibles, the copays, the co-insurance, gone. And no tax increases, because I'm not prepared for a middle-class tax cut, middle-class tax increase, which is what her consultants and Hillary Clinton's people are telling her what to say. Just move your lips. Don't worry if any of it makes any sense. Don't worry about if you're telling the truth. Just move those lips. Make it sound progressive. Make it sound progressive. It is not even mathematical. And by the way, I'm not somebody who's like, oh, how are you going to pay for it? I believe in modern monetary theory. We got more than enough money to pay for all of this. You think taxes cover our endless war? Not even close. We print the money. We print the money to pay for endless war. And if you just noticed, Trump is sending another 500 troops to the Middle East to fight Iran. This is on top of the 1,500 troops he sent a month ago. So 2,000 troops have been sent to Iran within the last 2 months. Barely any coverage. Barely any coverage on this. So Kamala Harris, you have Zerlina Maxwell and these fucking idiots on MSNBC saying, oh, you know, Elizabeth Warren is specific. Bernie Sanders, how is he going to do it? Are you kidding me? Kamala Harris should be disqualified from the race with answers like that. She is lying to the American people. You cannot offer a universal. It's expensive. It is expensive. It's less expensive than our current healthcare system, but Medicare for all under Bernie is going to cost between $30 and $40 trillion. But it's going to save us a lot more. And Kamala Harris is saying, I'm going to provide what Bernie Sanders is talking about with no tax increases on anybody other than Wall Street, which we both know that's not going to happen because Wall Street is who she's taking money from. It's just nonsense, and it's lies. And basically, the CNN anchor, or reporter, kind of, very gingerly pushed back on her. I would have hammered her over the head. And when she pushed back, did you notice she asked her, well, how? She didn't have an answer. She was asked, basically, I'm paraphrasing, I don't remember what the reporter asked, but she said, but how are you going to do that? She didn't have an answer and then said, the status quo cannot continue. She just totally pivoted and didn't answer, and the status quo cannot continue. This is the answers. This is how people answer that have no policies, that have no moral compass, that have no actual, guiding principle on politics, and are just saying whatever the hell they've been told to say by the consultants, by their campaign officials, by Hillary Clinton's donors, and the DNC. So next time you're told that Bernie Sanders is just throwing shit against the wall, he doesn't explain how he's going to do it, it's pie in the sky, show them that Kamala Harris clip. Please show them that Kamala Harris clip where she defines economic sense. She doesn't actually say how she's going to pay for it. If we're all not going to pay a little bit more in taxes to overall save more money, what are you going to charge? You're going to charge it the $30 trillion to Wall Street? She has no idea how she's going to do it because she's not actually going to follow through on it. If Kamala Harris became president, she will, do some mealy-mouthed, incremental bullshit, maybe expand Obamacare, maybe put in a half a public option that's not even a full public option, and say, well, I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. Even though all the polls show this is what the people want. That's exactly what's going to happen.
Hope you enjoyed that last video. Hop on over to statuscoup.com where you can sign up for our email list and become a member for as low as $5 to $10 a month. Membership is how we grow. That's statuscoup.com/join. And remember, join our email list so we can grow the revolution with you.